Welcome to the Romanian River channel, in my playthrough of Endless Sky. Let's see what the description for New Wales is. New Wales is home to a few mining outposts which extract and refine rare earth minerals and heavy metals. It is dangerous work. The mines are deep underground and prone to noxious gases and cave vents, and the refineries work with molten radioactive materials and caustic chemicals. Due to the somewhat dim light of the star Algorel and the cloudiness of the atmosphere, this is not a good world for farming, and the population remains quite small. I'm really rather curious about those alphas they mentioned. I'm really rather curious if they took their inspiration from the show Alphas, but yeah, getting a bit ahead of myself again. What's the advantage of the thrusters? Less heat, less energy, less thrust. This is actually better, but no, not really efficient. Let's see in terms of outfitting free space. Engine 5, so we can fit those even if we wanted to. These we could though. So, okay, bye. We really need to find a ship we can afford. Job board. No current missions. Splashdown. That's definitely en route, but not worth it. $12 and $60. We can do both. Well, let's take this one and hope for luck around the verse on our way there. New Greenland was first settled about 600 years ago, at the peak of the Turf Wars era, where most planets were controlled by powerful corporations and their struggles often turned into outright warfare with privately owned fleets and armies. The people who came to New Greenland were looking for a world so marginal and undesirable that they could live here in peace without being caught in the crossfire. The locals here grow food in greenhouses and specialize in making warm winter clothing, which is the planet's only export. My guess is something like this. We can't accept it. Yeah, no luck here. And believe it or not, I actually am controlling the ship, but not as directly as it would seem. You basically press L to automatically head towards a planet, the nearest or most important planet in the system. Heartland is a pleasant world with a geography mostly consisting of low plains, low hills, plains, and oceans. The farms here produce bountiful crops, and as a result, it has drawn tens of millions of settlers. Many of them now work in factories or assembly lines, in which most of the farm equipment used here and in the surrounding systems is built. Tractors from Heartland are trusted to be well built and sturdy and easy to repair. Some are still in use that were built over a century ago. That is quite reliable, I'll tell you that. Okay, good. Let's go. We now are full up. Should be able to make it in time. I think Hadar had the ships, the militarized merchant ships, so yeah. I'm just glad I don't have to pay for fuel in this version of the game, or repairs. Those would be a pain in the canastas considering the payments. And that's how you make money. To where? Castor. Do you also have anything else? So this one's 43, 14, 9, 42, but the wrong way. Let's just go exploring for a bit. Okay, let's go for these. And this. I feel crazy enough to do it. Playing so many games, you're used to using escape to exit an area. I think it'll be like this. Hopefully. Am I good or am I good? Please, for the love of God, have a system, a station I can dock in. Or planet, or anything of the sort. Kind of odd there are no space stations in this game, but Tinker is a highly industrialized world exporting electronics both to the Syndicate and to Earth. The electronic goods manufactured here span the gamut from wires and capacitors to sophisticated microchips, and because many of the jobs here require skilled labor, it is a relatively prosperous planet. Outside the cities, large areas of this world have been set aside for mining and for refineries and smelters, ensuring that the industries here have all the raw materials they need, plus extra to sell. Don't tell me we can. No, we can't. Even though we have weapon capacity. A bit weird, but oh well. We were elected to run and to Wow! Jesus, those were big. I suddenly have spaceship envy. May clear skies go with you. I'm not particularly too fond of having a space couch hit me in the face. Fuck it! Fuck a billiard! Huh. We have Saul now. This is mostly like this, because Qgel doesn't appear to be linked. $32.20. Yep, this will do nicely. Can we accept both? We can. And where do we have to head now? Here, I think. How much time do we have? Not limited, so the miners can wait a bit, or farmers, or whatever they are. Use my playlist for what was it, Rebel Galaxy in this game as well, just to increase the not so much amount of audio clutter as palpability of it. Palatability. Okay, let's just head out from the main point of entry. Let the ramp scoop do its scooping. Really? Well then, fuck you too. Or if could be funny if this is actually an alpha enclave. Pilot is used is used as a research and testing station for Lovelace Labs. The research buildings are not open to non-employees. From a distance it looks almost like a small war is going on, with missiles being fired from a silo towards a hilltop where an anti-missile turret is picking them off one by one. Rumors say that the Sidewinder engineering team and the missile defense team are in fierce competition with each other, and whichever team is currently losing to the other must buy them lunch every Friday. Engineers. Who can understand them? With enough money, you can buy a sunny day. Farseer is an ocean resort world where much of the local tax revenue is spent on terraforming equipment that moderates the weather. Real estate prices fluctuate wildly in times of political anxiety because the idyllic climate exists only by the government fiat. Industry here mostly takes the form of executive offices for interplanetary banks, law firms, and software companies. Strict zoning laws limit construction of skyscrapers or factories to the continents that are in the less pleasant polar regions. We're filled up to the brim. I'll eventually have to take cargo there as well, but for now, mineral water. Take this and see about the rest while going there. So the closest is geyser. And we're gonna pass through Seoul. Nice. Hesha is being Hesha. How big are you? 20 and this is 30. How much outfit space do we have? Zero. Nada, comrade. Mars was humanity's first attempt at terraforming. Although it remains a dried, cold desert, the air is now breathable without an oxygen tank, and there are sections of the planet where a fair number of plants can grow. Because far more hospitable planets are available to those with enough money to pay for interstellar travel, the farms and ranches of Mars are run mostly by poorer Earth families who want to escape the pollution and congestion, along with some young adults who do farm work to help finance their once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to stand on another world. Arabia. Wow. Eons ago, Silver was a lush, tropical world. It is now mostly desert, but large oil deposits remain below the surface. The petrochemicals mined here are refined to produce plastics, fuel for terrestrial vehicles, and some components of medical ointments and antibiotics. The deserts are hot in daylight and surprisingly cool at night, and as a result, most settlers live in houses sunk into the ground in regions where there is enough plant cover to keep the dunes from shifting in the wind and slowly burying their dwellings. Not much, really. And we really have to take that family there. So we'll make the trip. Rich worlds are manipulating events in the galaxy. Oh, sacre bleu. I really should invest in tinfoil. Let's just head up here. Outfitter. Let's go. Join the Navy. I wonder if they want to tell us we should help our fellow man. A space odyssey without fuel. Work for the syndicate. Our salaries are the best. Why did I feel the need to think best est? Oh, this is going to take a while, isn't it? Good thing these asteroids are background though. Would have been bouncing around like a ping pong ball in here otherwise. Catch me if you can, motherfucker. Okay, let's learn how to hail. Turn, fire, select, board, T. Okay, let's wait and see if anybody... Okay, thank you. Ada is the home planet of Lovelace Labs, one of the most highly respected designers of starships, systems, and weaponry. Ada was originally settled as a mining planet, and the mines here still produce a steady stream of metal to supply the labs and the many industrial companies here. From above, the planet looks almost lifeless and barren. Most of the major cities on Ada are built into the walls of the canyons, where they are protected from the high winds and occasional dust storms that sweep across the surface. Particle cannon. Damn. Armageddon core. I guess it's something like that. That's twice we got saved from our own stupidity. Let's make sure to pay it back whenever required. YOLO! These are probably Syndicate, I think. Sunracer is home of Mega Parsec Inc., a shipyard that specializes in designing fast, lightweight ships. It is a well-settled planet with a population of nearly 500 million and a diverse economy that includes farming and fishing in addition to the shipyards. Outside the cities, large regions of undeveloped land still remain. Hovercraft racing is a major local sport, and some massive and elaborate courses have been constructed in the wilderness. Let's see what type of ships they have. Transport. Freighter. How many turrets? 2. This looks actually quite a good ship, and it's fairly cheap. Okay. As soon as we get that. Icefall is far from its sun, but with an actual tilt of roughly 38 degrees. This means that the climate is cold, but the year is also long, and each hemisphere has a short summer, barely enough to fit a terrestrial growing season. There are only a few major towns and no major metropolitan centers. Most of the inhabitants make a living as farmers, although near the equator there is also some oil drilling industry. Icefall's oceans are filled with constantly shifting pack ice and icebergs, making them nearly unnavigable. The most distinctive feature of the local ecology is the vast flocks of goose-like migratory birds, which raise 2 broods a year, one in each hemisphere's summer. The farm workers migrate in a similar fashion, and many landowners have farms in both hemispheres. Passengers also seem to be quite... But actually, let's land and call it for now, because 40 minutes, if we get started again, yeah. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and until next time, buff the...